teased that idea, but then like no, Central was like, yeah, I'm just gonna start wiping people off the planet. It looked like he was just offing people, which was kind of scary. But no, he's pushing them.
Yelena, being a hero, there is no higher calling. Your sister understood something about that.
I should have come back for you.
No. That's just a fairy tale.
Kind of strange that it's all over now. No one's coming to save the day.
I think we are. We can be the ones that are coming.
Bucky, you have the wrong people. We have all done bad things. No one here is a hero.
We all have things that we regret. When I look at you, I don't see your mistakes.
No one can. But we can find a way.
Studios Thunderbolts.
All right, man. How everybody doing? Ooh, we have a Marvel movie out. Man, the obsession we have over Marvel has gotten very low. I mean, we used to be glad to see Marvel movies. Lately, not so much. But did the Thunderbolt movie change all that? That is the good question. That is the question. That is the question there. So I'm sitting here with my Thunderbolts cup. So I just saw this movie. Got all the characters on it, and then up top, we got U.S. Agent, a.k.a. fake Captain America. I'm Captain now. I'm the real Captain. Give me some nice water. Um, yes, we're here to talk about Thunderbolts. Was this a good movie? Was it a bad movie? Was it worth my time? Was it a movie you should go see in theaters? That is a good question. And so, the Thunderbolts is a team created by. Well, I guess you wouldn't really say, but she really technically created by her, Valentino, because truth be told, she was trying to kill him. She was trying to knock him off. This is gonna be very hard to do this review in. This is hot. I'm not gonna lie. So let's get through this review as quickly as possible. I'm already sweating. And I just put it on. Yeah, I might have sweating like crazy. Yeah. Valentino, she tried to get rid of the characters. They all are secret eight. Well, not Red Guardian, but the rest of them are not Bucky Barnes as well. But the rest of them are secret agents of Valentino, and she is about to get what's the word? Impeached from her position because of all the secret stuff she's doing, and she's creating a super soldier in a way. I forgot his name right now. I would say Syndrome. I'm thinking of Incredibles. It doesn't really matter. His real name is the name he go by is Bob. He goes by Bob, and I forget his character name right now, but he is basically he's the main villain of the movie, other than Valentino. He is basically Marvel's Superman in a way. Very powerful being. Not an alien though. He's someone that is his powers is made in the lab. But yeah. And then you have the other characters. You have the Black Widow. You have Bucky, Red Guardian, John F. Walker, Taskmaster, and Ghost. Now, see, all these characters are put up against each other. That's kind of how they ran into each other. One is their job is to take out the other one, and the other one take out the other one. Blah blah blah. That's how she set it up, for they can all fall into her trap, so then she can get rid of them all. But what she did not know was they will work together. And then you have Red Guardian put himself involved, and then you have Bucky put himself involved as well. and Bob, which was there, because he was a secret weapon, and they thought he was dead. Turns out he wasn't dead, and the stuff they put in him actually made him to a powerful being, almost godlike, and he most certainly felt like he was God, or at least his darker side did, I should say. So again, this not again, but this is spoilers. If you have not seen the movie, get out of here. There's no point of you being here because I want to talk about. I'm gonna bring up stuff that if you haven't seen the movie, you most likely don't want to know about it. They kill off Taskmaster. I was gonna start off with that because that kind of got me really off guard. And when it happened, I didn't even react because I thought I'm like, oh man, she's fine. She's gonna get, she's gonna rub some dirt on there and get up. She got shot in the fucking head, and I was like, yeah, she's fine. But no, she's not. They knocked her off real fast. I said, damn. After like a couple minutes, I was like, oh no, she's dead. She's done for. I thought she was gonna be in the whole movie. Nah, I said, get her out of here. Get her out of here. I'm not that surprised though. I know people never liked that character since she appeared in the Black Widow movie. She's very different from the from the comic book version. Comic book version is a male. He's just probably just tough, badass dude. Her, she's some type of. She was a mute. She didn't even talk in the first one. She talked in this movie. Actually, she took the mask off a half a second, and she said, I forgot what she said, but she said something, and then not too long after she got shot in the face. I can't even remember about who. I think it was Ghost, if I'm correct, or Agent or U.S. Agent. One or the other. I don't really remember. And so, and then you got U.S. Agent. We already seen him in what show was that? The Falcon and Winter Soldier. So we have an idea what that character is about. Um, he's just an arrogant asshole. Honestly, he's a dude that is so full of himself or so wrapped around himself. He's not listening to other characters, and he got some baggage that he's trying to get through. And yeah, it's not much to say about the idiot except for that. You have Ghost. I think that what movie was she in? She was in Ant-Man and the Wasp. That's the first and last time we see her. So I was happy to see her. I thought I would not like how she changed her mask personally because I saw the trailer and I was thinking that maybe it looked like they downgraded her mask and made it a little bit more basic, but it's actually just as cool. And the character, I thought they did a better job with the character in this movie than they did in Ant-Man and the Wasp. Which was more interesting in this one, honestly. Taskmaster, they knocked off her so fast, you don't really get to know her. I didn't she talk. I would say she was slightly more better just because she talked, I guess. Slightly more better because I was interested in what was going to happen to her, and then I found out what happened to her, and I was like, oh, okay, I guess it's over. Um, the Winter Soldier, the same old Winter Soldier. He cool as hell. He got his mechanical arm. And then you got the Black Widow. I can't remember her name at the moment or how to pronounce it, so I'm not even gonna attempt to pronounce it. I was keep referring her as Black Widow because she is a Black Widow. I would say this movie does talk is mainly. It felt like she's the main character. But before I talk about that, I want to talk about my favorite character. I almost forgot him some way. I don't know how I'm gonna forget my favorite character in the movie. My favorite character is Red Guardian, man. I think he is the coolest character. I like how he's just so like he's a dad to Black Widow, but then he's just also like very lovable. He's a lovable idiot. He wants that fame and that glory so bad, and I love every second he's on screen. I think for me he's still the show. I just really love that character. I love the actor that plays him. He plays that character so great, so perfectly. But yeah, this movie felt more about Black Widow more than anything. Not to say the other characters don't matter, they really do, but it feels like if they were to call this the Black Widow movie, Black Widow 2, they probably could have, sort of, but it's just fascinating how I was able to weave in the back. They did weave in the backstory of other characters as well. I just think you care about the Black Widow character a lot more. Give me 1 second, actually. All right, guys, I had to take off that mask. I was hot. So yeah, Yelena, aka the Black Widow, is the star of this movie, and Sentry. Did I pronounce it? Sentry. Sentry is the villain. He is basically Superman in a way. So yeah, there is a lot going on in this film. You have these group of idiots in a way teaming up together to try to stop. I forgot her name that quick. I said it not that long ago. Val from I would say from Seinfeld, the actress playing Seinfeld, but Val. We've seen her over the course of many different feature films, mostly in post credit scenes, I believe. Yeah, I think she only popped up in post credit scenes and maybe a show or two. But she is the problem overall. Sentry, man, his powers are very incredible. He's able to basically push people into this void of like pain and misery of their own past. And so that's pretty much what he does at the end towards the third act of the film. And and yeah, that's a problem because he's putting the whole world there. He's suffering himself, honestly. That's why this villain is so good. Most villains, there's too many villains in movies, and I mean I don't mean just the Marvel Cinematic Universe, but any movie. There's too many villains. There's too many villains that they're just bad just to be bad. This character was actually very sad. He that's so weird. He's so sad. Like he's alone, and that's exactly how our Black Widow felt as well. She was very alone. She even said to her father, like, "You never called me, you never contact me in any shape or form." Like a whole year, and I'm lonely, and I'm drinking myself to death. I have nothing and no one, and that's basically how the third act wraps up. I'm probably jumping ahead to say this, but yeah, it kind of wraps up like that because they basically need to pull him out of his own misery, his own loneliness, and that's something that she was dealing with a lot. I think in a way, every character is dealing with some type of trauma and dealing with their own no BS, and that's kind of in a way how why they all fit together so well. They all just losers in a way. They all have lost so much, and the Thunderbolt, the team name is interesting how he got it too. So instead of doing like in the comic books where the team comes from General Ross Thunderbolt, his last name, and he made the team, and then that's how he got the last name. In this case, you got Black Widow's soccer team as a kid. Elena, her I keep saying Black Widow, but I should say Elena. Elena, her soccer team was called the Thunderbolts. And so it was a joke somewhere in the beginning of the film when they mentioned it, and then Red Guardian just loved it. Oh, we gotta call stuff the Thunderbolts, and of course he's go ape shit for it, and he keep referring them as a team, he keep referring them as Thunderbolts, and then etc. etc. Now, if you pay attention, let me show you. It says Thunderbolts. There's this little thing right here. That's what it's called right now. Doesn't matter. This little thing right here, and there's a reason for that. It's it's a great little surprise. Why the thing right there is, and basically once the film wraps up, and Elena and Bucky and Red Guardian, John Walker and Taskmaster and Ghost basically get tricked into this press conference at the end of the movie, and basically Val calls them the new Avengers. That is a big deal. We finally got the new Avengers, and it was overwhelming. At least for me, I don't know why it was so overwhelming, but to me, it was so exciting to finally get new Avengers, and so I'm so happy. I'm so glad to see that name again. We especially this movie wraps up really well when it comes to taking down the villain. It wasn't. I'm gonna backtrack just a little bit. Um, it wasn't that typical type of hero battle third act where just people are getting killed and buildings are falling and people are fighting to the death and people. It was none of that crap. It was a little smudge. Like it kind of teased that idea, but then like no, Central was like, yeah, I'm just gonna start wiping people off the planet. It looked like he was just offing people, which was kind of scary. But no, he's pushing them into a void, and then he's putting the whole world into the void. And then Yelena, went to the void to rescue him, Bob, from his evil side, and that's kind of how it was. I know some people are already complaining that it wasn't action enough for them at the end. I think this movie is better this way than just a dog fight. And besides, we saw early in the film how they tried to physically fight him and they really couldn't. It was basically like they basically was going up against a god or like Superman or I don't know, just powerful being, and they basically just human. He did not feel none of those punches or kicks or chairs that was hitting him with or any of that crap. He kind of was like, what the hell? Man, get off me. He was like, yeah, get up off me. He barely was hitting them. They was flying across the room. He practically killed them right in the tower. That's the other thing. We finally get to see the Avenger Tower. It was sold to um the bad woman in this movie. It was sold in this movie, but it was sold to her years prior, and we finally get to see the tower, the Avenger Tower in New York. I'm saying, so we do get to see that, and that is where the new Avenger Tower is now. We're back in New York. If I'm all over the place, sorry, as my mind is like, I can't help it. I'm all over the place always. So I'm back now talking about New Avengers. We see the New Avengers. I think they skip ahead 18 months, and they're talking about Sam, the new Captain America, basically not accepting them as the new Avenger. And they're like, "How are you to tell us we can't be the new Avengers? Like we are called the new Avengers. It is what it is. If you don't like it, oh well." Like how like if we call ourselves the new Avengers and there is no other Avengers, why can't we call ourselves the Avengers? Basically, they was complaining about. And then they see that a ship was in orbit, and then the ship had the number 4 in it because of course this goes into Fantastic Four, which comes out later this year. And also in that scene, also in that scene, we okay. I was trying to see what was the other post credit scenes. I couldn't remember off the top of my head. I'm so sorry. So like in a way, the movie ready to be called the New Avengers, by the way. But in that post credit scene, we see a ship. It got the number 4 in it. It's going to lead to the Fantastic Four. I miss movies like this where it feels movies back then when it comes to the Marvel Cinematic Universe, they felt like full feature length movies. They felt like movies, like a contained story, and then when they do a post credit scene, it actually does tease something. I think the problem is for the last couple of movies, they felt like giant ass commercials in a way, and the movie itself is very piss poor, and it really felt like a commercial for the next thing. This felt like a contained story. I think that's why it's doing as good as it is. It felt like someone sat there and actually wrote out a story and was like, "This is a story." And then at the end, I just thought something to show what the future have a store for us. And so the post-credit scene, we get to see the Fantastic Four ship. That leads to that, like I said a second ago. And then the other post-credit scene, as always, Marvel like to do like more of a goofier post-credit scene. And it's basically Red Guardian, basically, I don't know if he was trying to flirt with her or what, but he had the cereal box that said Thunderbolts on it. And he's on, oh no, it didn't say Thunderbolts, sorry. I think it said New Avengers if I'm correct. And he's like, or maybe this is Thunderbolts. See, I'm trying to pull it up. I'm so sorry. Doesn't matter. My point I'm making, he was on the cereal box. So he kind of was like, huh? See? Huh? You should buy a cereal. She's like, sure. She grabs cereal and put that shit right back down. And then he like, I'm on the box. Alright, F it. Dummy. I'm trying to get your number. So yeah, that was interesting. Both credit scenes, and then we see the logo of New Avengers, and somewhere in the tag we saw what said New Avengers and Bob will return at the very end. So wow, there was a fun movie, man. I love it. I'm going to go see this movie again, most likely in theaters. I'm not gonna lie to you, because I enjoyed the hell out of it. Because I'm not surprised that I enjoyed it. When I saw the trailer for the Captain America 4 or Captain America Brave New World, and then I saw this trailer. When I saw that trailer, I was actually like, that movie looked like it's going to be a okay film to maybe a good film, which overall I did actually like that film. And then when I saw a trailer for this, I was super excited. So it was actually just as good as I thought it would be, which if I have to rate it, I would rate it full price. And we're gonna go over why, even though it's the same thing I just said. Basically, this movie felt very flushed out. Every character felt very flushed out. Like I said, sorry, I'm gonna keep saying like I said, but it does feels like it's a Black Widow movie in a sort of sense. At least for me, it did. Even though they did a good job fleshing out all the characters, honestly, you care about all the characters by the end of the movie. Some more than others. Looking at you, U.S. agent, because you was kind of a dickhead and shitty fodder apparently. But even him, you kind of care about to some degree. My favorite character throughout the movie, I already mentioned it. I will mention it again. Red Guardian. I think he not carries the movie, but he is, to me, he's the heart and soul of the movie. That's what I should say. And I think he was the funniest in the bunch. Taskmaster I killed off. Ghost was cool. I like how her powers was. I like her attitude and the way she just carry herself. Bucky, he always cool. Like I mentioned before. At the very end, did I mention this already? At the very end, they show all of them in their comic book accurate gear. Like we finally see the Winter Soldier with the arm with the not his metal arm. He got his metal arm, and then his other arm with the star on it, and then with the rest of the uniform. If you know what I'm talking about, just look it up. Look up Bucky Barnes uniform from the comic books. I know he had his comic book accurate thing going. I think she had the Black Widow. I think. And they also they created a new logo for the Avengers. It's slightly different as well. And I know U.S. agent had his beret on. I believe I seen him with that same beret in the comics. Let's see, New Avenger Tower, New Avenger logo, New Avengers. I can't wait to see what are they going to do with that team, because we got the Avengers movie coming up, and they probably are going to be the Avengers in that, and then plus other things. I know X-Men is going to pop up in that as well. But we're going to talk about that at a later date. So this is my review of, I'm going to say Thundercats. Wow. I never watched Thundercats a day in my life, and I was going to say Thundercats. This is my review of Thunderbolts. What an amazing film. Full price. See you guys in the next one. Peace. Wow, look at that. You made it to the end of the video. You might as well hit the like button, subscribe, follow us on social media, and I can't wait to see you guys on the next video.